Carol Carango, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast.
The original WWE. And you're watching and listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We Are Wrestling Podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
We Are Wrestling.
All right, Chris Jericho here, and we're going to listen to and watch We Are Wrestling.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Mavis. And the facts are, I steal all my information from right here. We Are Wrestling.
Everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me why. 'Cause everywhere I go,
the grind is real.
can anybody make me feel like I'm not But should I run away?
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, your We Are Wrestling World Predictions Champion, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 or 1/4 of the We Are Wrestling Podcast. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We had a great episode last week, me and Dan Eddie, but me and Donnie are back in the swing of things, man. Ready to rock and roll, and I love the Shawn Michaels sunglasses, bro.
Believe it or not, these are Protostar Kyle Fletcher sunglasses. And he's got
shit.
in an AEW All Elite crate. That video will be coming out during the weekend while I'm away at Fanatic Fest. But I wanted to show these off because I thought that these were really cool items.
You gonna wear those to Fanatic Fest?
Definitely not. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, live watch-alongs, reactions, a live podcast every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, videos and live streams be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course, you already know the grind is real.
So how was your vacation, man? Did you get sunburn?
Believe it or not, I didn't, because a month ago I went
darker
to the beach.
than you did 2 weeks ago.
Definitely got darker. I said that in my little promo, which I'm glad that you guys did not skip any of that. Because I was watching the beginning and I wanted to see your guys' reaction. And Dan Eddie got me. I was cracking up while I was drinking my non-alcoholic mudslide. But vacation was great. It felt good to recharge. Being away from the computer, which I will say, like, usually when it comes to like preparation before a trip, I'm always very stressed out, but like going into the week, heading out to Maine with my fiance, with my girl, I was very on top of everything, like upload wise. Like I had all my content just scheduled, ready to go, thumbnails, tags, everything was just perfect.
Well, that's the good thing about YouTube. Like the way YouTube is now, like I remember back in the day when I first started, like 2010 or whatever, like there was no such thing as scheduling a video to go live at a certain time or whatever. You had to physically go onto YouTube dashboard and make it go live. But now, like, you can make a video, upload it today, and you can set it to premiere, August 26th. You know what I mean? So you ain't got to worry about it. It'll go live, and that's
I love it. And that's the thing, like this intro, like I just 100% like perfected it. Like if you were to play like Guitar Hero or like Rock Band, you hit all the notes. Like, dude, it feels like easy work because literally all week long I've been doing nothing but making content, getting stuff prepared because I am going to be away from my station this weekend because I am going to be going out to Fanatic Fest in New York City. I'm going to be there from Friday all the way to Sunday. This will be my first multi-weekend trip to Fanatic. So there is going to be 3 vlogs. 3 vlogs, breaking news. 3. Not 1, not 2, 3. And I plan on doing a lot of content. And I know if I don't, Danny will take this championship off my shoulder and bash me in the face with it. And unlike WWE, I will get color.
Because the thing is, like, you spend so much money going to these things, might as well take advantage and, make as much content as you possibly can and try and get some kind of revenue out of it,
Oh, dude, that's why I'm going to be doing as much content as possible. I am not going to sleep when I'm there. I'm going to be taking advantage of every hour, of every second that I'm in there, because I did spend probably the most money that I have spent at a freaking convention. I'm not going to disclose the number here, but let's just say I'm meeting, I don't have the exact number on the top of my head, but I'm definitely meeting more than probably 6 or 7 WWE superstars this weekend.
That's
and
great.
one of them is Alex Johnson's girl, Liv Morgan.
Oh shit!
Oh, I can't wait.
Trouble.
Is Dan Eddie here in the live chat?
If he is, he hasn't messaged in the chat. I haven't seen.
All right, while he's not here, I'm gonna share this real quick. So I don't know if I should do this or not, Danny. I'm gonna let you convince me here. So I've been looking because sometimes like WWE they'll add like last minute people.
Yeah.
To this. And they just added Jade Cargill for photo op and autograph. I already got her autograph. I already did that. And then, of course, I missed out on the photo op. Got my money back. Do you think I should get a photo with Jade Cargill just to piss Dan Eddie off?
I mean, it'd be a cool thing to like. It would be a funny thing to.
What do you guys think in the live chat?
It'd be a funny thing to do because Dan Eddie's fucking obsessed with her. I personally wouldn't, not just because I think she's shit on TV or whatever, but like she has a habit of, not fulfilling some obligations. And we saw that, last year or 2 years ago, whatever, when she was supposed to be there and then she just left early abruptly. So like, I don't know if I want a chance wasting that money because it's going to be expensive. So, I mean, that's your wallet, your credit card.
But here's the thing though. But here's the thing. I got my money back right away. When she didn't go the first time. It wasn't like I lost the money. So that's where I'm kind of contemplating. Like, I feel like it would make a funny clip. Having that picture.
You should,
don't even share it until he fucking is on the episode of the pod. And that would be SummerSlam predictions week, actually.
I mean, I do it, bro. Why not?
I think the chat's saying go for it, so I think I
how much is it? How much is it?
Share it. Dan Eddie will know, but he would never. If I'm paying for a picture, Tyrus, I gotta share it. So I believe the Jade Cargill one. I want to say on the top of my head, maybe like $89. I think, which is not bad. That's not the worst. It's not the worst price.
That's probably like the cheapest autograph or picture or whatever that you'll get over the weekend.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I'm gonna consider what the Maniac said here.
Now here's the real question: are you gonna meet any of the New York Knicks who are the NBA champions? I know you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, so I'm just hey man, they're all gonna be there.
Happening.
They're all gonna be there.
Happening. They're all going to be there like a bunch of cockroaches. I am not meeting any of them.
Jalen Brunson's gonna be at Saturday night's main event.
Even Mikal Bridges, who was a net.
Bro, you guys could go to Saturday night's main event on Saturday because it's gonna be there at the MSG.
I could, but with vacation and then also Fanatic Fest.
See if you can get fucking cheap. See if we can get cheap ass tickets.
It's not a bad idea. I might look into it.
I mean, you're gonna be there anyway.
Give the photo to Danny as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, you can sign it and then mail it to him.
That would be a good clip. But I'm glad to be back, though. I did have a great vacation. I'm going to have a great trip this weekend. Really looking forward to it. And this time I got Jungle Boy Jordan with me, so I'm not going to get robbed this time. So I'm in good hands.
Wait, you got robbed last time?
I did. Yeah. I did.
I got to hear this story. or is it
Well-
something you want to talk on offline?
Well, we'll talk offline about it because I have shared it multiple times here. I talked about it, I believe, last year with Rage on that episode of the pod. But let's get back into the swing of things because I know last week you didn't have any of the graphics. I was nowhere to make graphics. So we do have two We Are Wrestling Power of the Polls.
Last week was just a chill episode, man. Q&A with the audience.
We're still consistent, baby. We're still consistent because we have two. We're making it up. We stay consistent. Every Thursday, you still get a guaranteed Power of the Poll. All right, so let's get into our first Power of the Poll, which we asked you guys, what was the best PLE that took place a couple weeks ago during that busy weekend? We had Night of Champions in Saudi. We had Slammiversary. We had AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. And, of course, we had NXT Great American Bash. So let's get those results for this, well, last week's Power of the Poll. Here it is for the Power of the Poll. 65% of the Maniacs said AEW Forbidden Door was the best pay-per-view / PLE a couple weeks ago, while 24% picked WWE Night of Champions, and then only 7% picked TNA Slammiversary, while 4% picked NXT Great American Bash. Do we agree with this last week's Power of the Poll?
Bro, I could not disagree more on this entire thing. Overall, the best show of that entire weekend was Slammiversary. From match 1 to the main event, every match was solid. They had like 6 or 7 matches or whatever, and they squeezed it in like a 3.5 hours or whatever. Very solid. Mike Santana, dropped the title to Nick Nemeth. We had a great ladder match. The Hardy Boys retaining or regaining the title, tag titles. Just everything on Slammiversary, and because you were there. Fantastic show from fantastic show from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. I didn't have any issues. Great American Bash, didn't watch it. I watched the Kendall Gray match. Pretty good match. Night of Champions, I obviously was live for, and it was typical WWE. The Saudi Arabian crowds fucking suck. And AEW Forbidden Door there was some good stuff on there, but out of every single AEW pay-per-view I've watched and I've gone live for, bro, like I caught myself several times looking at the clock like, bro, is this gonna end soon? Like I was there were points in that show I was bored as fuck watching this show. Just because there was no build to it. It's just random exhibition matches with New Japan guys and CMLL guys and AEW guys. Who's the best wrestler? Who's the best in-ring worker?
Yeah.
I
understand.
I couldn't.
You gotta have a proper build to.
I could not disagree more. The Forbidden Door shows are always the fucking the most boringest AEW shows. So, in my opinion, Slammiversary fucking blew every single show out of the fucking water.
That's the thing. Normally, I would say an AEW pay-per-view, but I feel like I am a little biased because I was in Boston for TNA Slammiversary, which I do apologize for the delay of the vlog. That should be coming out within the next couple weeks. We're going to make that a priority here on We Are Wrestling. But I do agree. I think TNA Slammiversary, even if I wasn't there, I think it was the best overall show over the weekend. Forbidden Door AEW, they probably had the best matches. And I actually can't even say that because you had the ladder match for Slammiversary with the tag title.
I'll tell you this. I'll give you this as an example, okay?
No surrender match.
The worst match on the Slammiversary card, I feel like, was the X Division match. And that's saying something.
No!
That's
Are
saying
you
something.
Crazy?
That was probably bro, out of every single X Division match that we've seen in TNA history, that had to be one of the weakest.
No,
and that match was built around the whole Amazing Red, appearance and stuff.
I disagree heavily with that. I
It
think
was
the
a
worst
good.
match
It was.
on the card,
It was a good match.
where the crowd went mid, it was unfortunately the Zaya Brookside versus Lee match for the Knockouts belt.
Well, I mean, that doesn't really necessarily surprise me.
But I don't know. I do think like Forbidden Door, it was all right, but like you said, like out of all the pay-per-views AEW does, I do feel like I disconnect and I'm disinterested when Forbidden Door is happening, because that's the thing about all the AEW pay-per-views. You get solid 5-star classics. So it's nothing new except you have Stardom, you have CMLL, and you also have New Japan Pro Wrestling in there. And it's like, I don't even have the time to really pay attention to what they're doing because there's so much wrestling going on to where I'm just not interested. It was cool seeing Jay White back, but that's like all we got, really.
That and I like the cage.
Cage
I
was-
like the cage match.
Cage was
You know what I
sick.
mean?
The
So
cage
like
was awesome.
there were certain things on the show I liked the Andrade, you know, turning on the Don Callis family or whatever. Like there were things I liked about the show, but the overall show, I think the Forbidden Door concept is dead. Like, you know, every other week throughout the entire year, you have, you know, CMLL guys attacking AEW guys and New Japan guys showing up on TV or whatever. And it's like that sort of takes away the mystique of what Forbidden Door is. Forbidden Door is supposed to be like, you know, a door that, you know, having guys from different promotions, you know, interact with each other one time a year. And when you have that on a consistent basis throughout the entire year, it pretty much takes away what the entire show revolves around. I feel like if we didn't get that on a consistent basis in AEW, maybe I would have enjoyed the show a lot more. But I do think the Forbidden Door concept, it needs to go away for a while.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I feel the same way, even like with WWE, like doing the stuff with AAA. Like, I wish like the AAA stuff would stay on AAA sometimes. And like when we get into like a Worlds Collide or something, okay, you can do some stuff on your main show. But I feel like doing something every week, like I know what they're doing with Ray Phoenix. They're just giving them good matches and stuff, which they're cooking. But like, I just don't care for it. 'Cause
Well-
I'd rather just tune in to AAA if I want to see that.
I will say
It's good to get the eyes on AAA.
in defense of that, I will say I understand more because Ray Phoenix is technically a signed WWE talent. He's not signed to AAA.
Okay, that's fair.
They gave him the title, yes, but like, you know, I mean, he deserves something. Like the guy is just a phenomenal worker, and you know, I don't feel like they have a lot of like Vikingo. He made what? This is like maybe second, third appearance since they acquired, you know, the AAA, you know. So it's not like it happened. It doesn't happen all the time. It's not like we see Vikingo or you
Yeah, it's not
know,
oversaturated.
fucking Mr. Iguana, or like all these guys every single week. You know, it's not like that.
Yeah, and it's like Bandito is like the Ring of Honor I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do think overall, though, TNA Slammiversary was the best show of the weekend. I did watch the highlights, the Great American Bash, and I actually did enjoy the highlights watching it back. I thought it was a good watch. Night of Champions was all right. I don't know. It was just meh. But I was very happy with Sami Zayn winning the championship.
Yeah,
That I was very happy about.
I was too.
But let's get into our next Power of the Poll, which I believe this one we asked you guys. Let me just make sure that we have the right one. Aha! So with the releases of Sheamus, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston, out of these 4 wrestlers, who will probably be next to leave WWE? Here are the results. Who put the power of the Poll? Let's go. There it is, Bailey with the land sweep, 63%, while 14% picked The Miz, 11% picked Drew McIntyre, and 11% picked Natalya. Do we agree?
I do. Part of me feels like SummerSlam is gonna be Bailey's, you know, swan song in WWE, especially like there has to be a reason why Mercedes and even like Bailey herself are like teasing, you know, sort of like the move on social media, and like, you know, there's there's gonna be a AEW pay per view in like November or October or whatever, and Mercedes, put up a graphic of Davina and then obviously her Mercedes. I do. Bailey has said numerous times that she said in the Chris Van Vliet interview that she did, I think before WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was
Maybe-
during the road to WrestleMania.
Maybe 40, maybe 41. When she was supposed to be in a tag team match, she got taken out, and I think they replaced her with Becky Lynch or something. And she pretty much said, she was hurt by it, but she's also not gonna go against the company. And like they just continuously do this. I don't. What more could she do in WWE that she hasn't already done? Multiple time women's champion, multiple time tag team
I've
champion.
been saying it.
You know what I mean? Like she's done and faced pretty much everybody. Like I do think that she would thrive in AEW. And I don't want this to sound like, everybody that leaves WWE should go to AEW. But I mean,
That's far from the truth with what you think.
Having two of the horsewomen in AEW, I mean, Tony Khan, if that doesn't get his ass in gear to fucking do something great with the women's division, I don't know what it's gonna take.
I do think that Bailey does need like a fresh coat of paint, and I feel like she needs like a new scenery. And I think going to AEW probably would be the best option for her. And I think it would also benefit all the women that they have over at AEW as well. Because I do think the problem with the AEW women's division, they have a couple stars. Like they have built a lot of stock into Tekla, which I think is a good move. Yep. They have Mercedes Moné. They have Athena, who's been holding the Ring of Honor Women's Champion for 1,000+ days. Toni Storm, who's right now sidelined. But the problem is they need more main event women stars in their division. They have the role players. They have a solid women's roster full of great mid-card stars. I think Chris Statlander's phenomenal. I think Willow Nightingale's great. Megan Bayne, she's got a lot of potential to be a main event star in a couple of years.
Yep.
I think that they have a great roster from the last woman in the locker room being booked all the way to Mercedes Moné. But I think what they need is more star power so that these role players, like your Willow Nightingales, your Julia Harts, your Sky Blues, they're going to be able to get better. And I think bringing in somebody like Bailey, it would do more positive things for this women's division than anything. And I think this is what they need to get more opportunities than the men in AEW.
Yeah.
And I think that after Valkyria, I hope the contract's up, or I hope something happens, because I really do want to see Bailey do something new. I'm tired of the same thing. Just like with Natalya, we got Natty for a little bit, then they sent her ass right back to Evolve in NXT. I just want something new. But that's the thing, you're right. Bailey has accomplished everything she could in the WWE. She had that WrestleMania moment beating Io Sky for the championship. She won the Royal Rumble. She won Money in the Banks. Multiple-time world champion.
The only thing she hasn't really done is win one of the mid-card titles. But I mean,
but she's already made it to the world title, and she was first half of the women tag champs as well. So I think she's done more than everything she could in WWE.
The titles the titles and stuff she won in NXT.
And let's be real, the WWE women's roster, especially right now at NXT, is stacked. That's one thing WWE's got going for them. And I think Bailey, her time is up. And I think we need to start developing and working on the future of the WWE women's division. Sol Ruka's there. I think Kendall Gray, who just won the NXT women's champion.
Kendall Gray's phenomenal.
There's so much talent right now that are under the age of 30, which is insane. That I think WWE needs to focus on. And I just think Bailey has just done everything she could.
I just don't want Bailey to go to AEW and then the AEW audience or the WWE audience is like, oh, another WWE reject going to the competition. Yeah.
I really don't get that philosophy, because I feel in general, even an AEW person leaving, going to WWE, or somebody throwing a curveball at us and going to TNA or MLW. I love when wrestlers move around, because I think it makes things more exciting.
Yeah. I wonder if people said that about Bret Hart back in the day when he left WWE to go to WCW.
Yeah, dude, they had the perfect opportunity, man, to do something there, and they fucking blew it.
But like AW has, they are really close to having one of the greatest ensemble of pro wrestlers on the fucking planet in the men and the women's division. My issue with them is they concentrate more on 5-star matches and less on story, when I think it should be the complete opposite. I think in order to have a great match, you need to have a story behind it to make people emotionally invested in what they're seeing.
And you're not wrong when you say that, but I do want to add as well, I think AEW does storytelling, and I think some of it's great. There's others that are just meh, because it does feel like you're just building a 5-star match. And that's kind of how it feels going into AEW Redemption with some of these potential matchups. So I see what you're saying, but at the same time, I think the reason why a lot of people think that AEW isn't story driven is because AEW doesn't do a really good job on their shows recapping the storylines and what's happening. Like, I think that's why I also really enjoy the pay-per-views, because they actually give us the video packages. And a lot of the times, like, the video packages make the matches make sense. But you see on the shows, they're not recapping what happened last week or the week before. And I think that that's something that AEW has to work on if you want to get the casual viewer, if you want to get out of just your hardcore fan base that's not going anywhere.
You know what I would like to see? After AW, like the Wednesday after AW Redemption, I would like for them to start the show with like a recap of what happened at the pay-per-view.
Of the pay-per-view, yes.
Instead of just, having the intro pyro. It's Wednesday, you know what that means. Like,
and that's why I don't like Dynamite and Collision, because that's exactly what they do. They go right into the show, but at least when I'm watching Raw and SmackDown, let's say, because during the reaction time where I wasn't doing stuff, I was missing the shows. But I started recently getting back into it, watching the full shows. I started a couple weeks ago when I went on vacation, and they recap it. So it looks like if I missed a week, I didn't miss anything. But with AEW, it's like you have to go through somebody, to go through somebody, to go through somebody, go through this loophole. It's like a maze to find the storyline, to find what you're trying to get invested in.
I just don't feel like they really
and
you
shouldn't have to do that
importance into their shows. Yeah. And I'm not saying AW has no story or whatever, but they do a lot more just random 5-star matches than they do story, when I think they need to do an equal amount of story with 5-star matches, because you can have a 5-star match and have a great story going into it. That way people are like, oh my God, I'm so excited for this. I don't really feel that when I really see much of what's going on in AEW right now.
I agree. But yeah, this week's Bubba Power of the Poll, Bailey, I think a lot of us can definitely all agree that she's probably going to be the next one.
I think Bailey needs to do what's best for Bailey at the end of the day. She seems like a very selfless individual. Mm-hmm. I think it's time for her to be selfish in this instance.
I agree. And I think she has more in the tank. All right, well, next week's Bubba Power of the Poll is out now if you want to cast your vote. And we're asking you guys a ruthless aggression question. Which big guy deserved better? Your 4 options you have are the Masterpiece, Chris Masters, Gene Snitsky, Heidenreich, or Tyson Tomko.
Tyson Tomko, he just always looked like you would walk into a bar and see him and he would just fucking be able to destroy everybody at the fucking bar, I just feel like he deserved a lot more. Snitsky, I think Snitsky did all right. He was never world champion or whatever, but he was in a lot of good big programs or whatever, especially with Lita and Kane, fucking up Lita's pregnancy and kicking the baby in the crowd, and it wasn't my fault.
So good. As a kid, I went to a WWE house show in Hiatus, Cape Cod, and my dad and I were I think 3rd or 4th row. And there was some heckler that was in front of us that was just yelling stupid shit at Snitsky, telling him he stinks and his beard is gross. So you know what Snitsky did? Spit right on the guy and landed right on us in the 5th row. Wasn't my fault. But I think this will be a fun little Power of the Poll. So you guys have 1 week to look back at these 4 guys who some could say should have been maybe world champions during this time. These were some good old school heels.
It's kind of awesome that Heidenreich just got announced for the Wrestling Classic. So
and that's a perfect segue, baby, because for the Wrestling Classic, That's going to be happening on Saturday, October 24th. Heidenreich is coming to Springfield, Mass. Thanks to Premium Signatures for bringing him in. So if you guys want to come out to the Wrestling Classic, it'll be taking place at the Zombie Hideout on Cooley Street in Springfield, Mass. on Saturday, October 24th.
And it's free to get in, so why not come and hang out?
Free admission. And then, of course, you got Gail Kim and WWE ring announcer Lillian Garcia.
I gotta meet Lillian, bro.
It's going to be a good time. So if you have nothing going on, you live in the Western Mass area, man, come out to Zombie Hideout. Him and Captain's Quarter there are putting together a classic that you're not going to forget. And of course, We Are Wrestling. We're right now doing some behind the scenes stuff to bring somebody in. So stay tuned for that. But I'll tell you right now, whoever we announce will not have this AI poster. I'll tell you that. All right, a couple things that we could plug. Fanatic Fest this Friday, tomorrow to Sunday. I'm going to be out in Fanatic Fest making a bunch of content, meeting wrestlers, and hopefully meeting a bunch of the We Are Wrestling Maniacs and best ones who are going to be here. This is one of those events where I bump into so many subscribers, so many fans of the channel. So I really do hope that people haven't forgot about me. And I hope to make some fun content out there. We're going to try some new things, try to do some shorts for the channel. We're also going to try to do a toy hunt for my other channel, the best one, Donnie. And of course, meeting these wrestlers. I am going to be mic'd up as well, getting really good with that DJI mic. So I think I'm going to try to be mic'd up when I talk to the wrestlers and the photo ops.
And if we get a $50 super chat today, Donnie will make it a point to meet somebody for the New York Knicks.
Not happening.
With a $50 super chat, you better.
Well, We Are Wrestling is Unreal shirts available now on ProWrestlingTees.com. It's the summer. What the hell are you doing? Not having a We Are Wrestling shirt. There's so many great designs up on Pro Wrestling Tees. Go get it now. You shouldn't be inside. I know the central air and the air conditioning is good. Right now, we have an air quality thing, so we kind of have a good excuse to do the pod. But you should be out there at the beach. You should be out there at the boardwalk. You should be out there repping We Are Wrestling this summer. So go to Pro Wrestling Tees. Get yourself some of the hottest wrestling merch in the game.
Our merch is phenomenal to wear at the beach, man. Just lounge there and just, you have the We Are Wrestling logo right there on your chest, man. Just making you feel powerful.
Who needs sunscreen when you have a We Are Wrestling shirt? Also, I do have some breaking news as well to some of the maniacs that have been hiding under a rock. The reactions are back, Jack. That's right. We are going to be doing Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown reactions. WWE hasn't got us yet. So for the time being, enjoy this while
it's like the fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter. WWE hasn't got us yet.
They haven't got us
keep
yet.
Going.
But the reactions, I miss watching the full shows, but I refuse to watch the full shows when they demonetized my reactions. But now I'm going back. I'm trying to watch these full shows because I want to stay up to date fully with what's going on. Highlights are fun. I do watch them regardless with all wrestling. But, man, I do love watching a full show. And low-key, WWE has been pretty good lately.
Bro, Monday was like my most successful stream. I think I capped off at like 40-something people on my Monday.
Dude, you killed it, man. I was gonna say when I hopped in at the end, like I saw you had a lot of people in there hanging out. But speaking of this man, Baron Corbin, this is going to be our main event topic for the show, so stay tuned later on. And it looks like we got a couple comments here, which we'll pull up. We got Tyrus. Every company has their pros and cons in June. Yet I do agree that Slammiversary should have been the first best show. Yeah, man. I can't believe in the puppet power of the polls. I got third place. Insane. Josh Toy Show. What's going on, man? Hope to see you at Fanatic Fest. But yeah, we got a lot going on. That's right. Fanatic Fest is happening. I will be there. So hope to see you guys there. If you see me, don't hesitate.
How was the sky for you yesterday?
I went. It felt like Armageddon.
I went. Me.
It was awful.
Me and the wife and kids went swimming yesterday, and we were leaving. And bro, it was like a post-apocalyptic movie. Like the sky and shit, everything was just fucking orange because of the wildfires in Canada and shit. We're not that far from the Canadian border. We're only a couple hours, so I just like the
Absolutely.
entire sky and shit was just fucking like,
Dude, it was
like
insane.
orange.
And like, dude, like for me, like I wasn't feeling good at the end of the day, like at my shoot job, because like I was breathing a lot of that shit in because at my job they keep the doors open. I work at a plumbing supply shop. So
Yep.
like when I was going out to like grab pipe, toilets, water heaters, whatever plumbing stuff you need in your bathroom or basement, I just kept breathing that shit in and oh, it was nasty.
Yeah,
It
people
felt-
were
it
saying they
looked
were
like
getting
Armageddon.
people were saying that they were getting like headaches and shit like that. I didn't experience that, but like
I did hear
luckily-
that too.
I'm looking at the window right now, so luckily it cleared up. But that shit was crazy.
It has cleared up. I was in my pool before getting here, but I do want to do a quick plug to one of the We Are Wrestling Maniacs who have also been doing live watch-alongs like yourself, Danny. I want to give Josh Toy Show here a shout out. And of course, man, no problem. I did hop in his live watch-along for NXT for a little bit. And I encourage all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs because like we talk about this. We're a community. We're a nice family here. I love seeing all the same faces. Always welcoming more people to the family, of course, trying to continue to grow the channel and everything. But go out there, just support each other. That's all we want to see in this.
I think I hopped in his Twitch stream last Wednesday for Dynamite or whatever, and I stayed for like 5 minutes, but he wasn't. I don't know where he went, but I fucking dipped out because he wasn't there. But I'll try again, man.
Well, you just have to say his name and he'll appear.
I know, right? I probably should have did that. It was like fucking Joe Hendry style.
Joe Hendry style. All right. Well, we got lots of topics to talk about because there's been some good stuff in the TV world. So let's get into the We Are Wrestling Weekly TV Recap, which is brought to you by the We Are Wrestling Thunder Championship. It's time for the We Are Wrestling Podcast Weekly TV Recap. I got to ask you a quick question, Danny. Besides this nice championship that's around my shoulders only for a couple more weeks, I want to know, do you have the time in the world to watch every single wrestling promotion in the world?
I do not, man. I have a wife and 3 children, so I do not.
Well, this is why on the We Are Wrestling Podcast, live every Thursday, we have our segment called the We Are Wrestling Weekly TV Recap. We pick 5 of the biggest highlights that have happened on wrestling television, and we talk about it here. And we have a brand new championship that is going to be crowned in our SummerSlam live watch along. That's right, the We Are Wrestling Thunder Championship. What a beautiful... Oh, wow, I'm pulling a great call.
Yeah.
What a
Fix it,
beautiful
bruh.
title.
There we go.
Baby. What a beautiful belt. And we have old school Phil going against Ricky Knows Best. They will be competing in a predictions battle, and the winner will be crowned the first Thunder champion. Rod Money is the #1 contender for the next PLE.
I think I need to be switched to the mid card, man, because that's a gorgeous title, bro, and I kind of want it. I want to crack at it. So Phil, if you become champion, motherfucker, I'm calling your ass out. It can be no holds barred, cage match, whatever you want. I'm calling your ass out for that championship.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but mostly the Thunder Championship is for the people in the We Are Wrestling universe, the casual Cams, the Ricky Knows Best, the Jungle Boy Jordans, the people you see in the vlogs, the people you see in the live watch-alongs. It's a fun little title to rev up the engine a little bit, bring some competition to We Are Wrestling, because we have our own championship we compete for, which will be on the line going into our SummerSlam predictions. But let's get into the TV recap, and we're going to start off with Friday Night SmackDown. On SmackDown, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes went face-to-face, and it was announced by Nick Aldis that this match will be taking place at SummerSlam. So I do want to know your thoughts. I know you didn't get to really watch the full segment, but I do want to know your thoughts at least on this match happening because it has been in the works. I think you and I speculated that this was going to happen during the Raw after Mania when CM Punk had that confrontation with Cody Rhodes when Cody became champion.
I did have connection issues for those of you that were in my live stream last Friday or whatever. Just things were not working, but when you're a content creator and you're a live streamer, shit happens. You know what I mean? Shit beyond your control. So I did unfortunately miss the segment, and I've yet to go back and rewatch it. But obviously, like I've been watching enough to where I sort of like can see the gist and see like know what's happening as my fucking cat climbs on my computer. We did speculate that this was going to be a thing, because obviously a couple years ago we saw the Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, in-ring segment before the Royal Rumble. We assumed that it was gonna happen at WrestleMania. It happened. It was supposed to, I believe, happen this year at WrestleMania, but obviously injury prevented that from happening because it was gonna be Rollins and Reigns, and then Punk and Cody this year. Obviously we saw what happened at the Raw after Mania. You never know when a championship opportunity is gonna fall out of the sky. That was the last time we saw Punk. And
So stupid.
I knew that we were going to end up getting this match for a long time. It was just a matter of when. And part of me feels like this match would be so much better if the title wasn't on the line.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you why. Because the last time we saw Punk, he, before he beat Sammy, he lost to Roman Reigns. Punk just won the title. I feel like this match is uber predictable because what are they going to do? Just put the title back on Cody? How are they going to have CM Punk lose a second PLE match?
Nope.
What are they going to do? It's just uber predictable. Punk's going to win, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't have a lot of hype around this match. And I do kind of feel like it makes me kind of think that because I know SummerSlam is they're not doing well in the ticket department, selling tickets and getting people in the show. Part of me feels like, and I've heard other people mention this or whatever, but part of me feels like if they had already sold a significant amount of tickets for SummerSlam weekend, would they have really taken the title off of Sammy right away? Or did they do that hoping that booking Cody versus Punk and Roman versus Seth, that they'll sell a lot more tickets or whatever, and they won't act like this is going to be a complete failure?
Well, I could tell you, I believe it was according to Dave Meltzer and Fightful, that I guess this was the plan for a very long time, that it was going to be Cody versus CM Punk. This was the plan for a while, according to multiple wrestling news sources out there. But I think this is horrible. This is absolutely awful. I hate this for the life of me. I even did a video that I didn't upload to the channel on vacation because of how pissed I was with CM Punk winning the match against Sami Zayn for the title. And I just had really bad hotel service, which is why I couldn't upload it. But, dude, I was so pissed off at the outcome because with Sami Zayn, look, I knew he was going to be a transitional champion. Dan, Eddie, and I were going back and forth. He was talking about how maybe Sammy should have a longer title run because he deserves it. But I was telling him that reality, he's just going to be a transitional champ. He's going to lose it probably at SummerSlam. But come on. Why 9 fucking days? That to me is bullshit. Because, of course, the first SmackDown that Sammy's champion, that was like one of the better SmackDowns.
That was a pre-taped show, too.
A pre-taped SmackDown. Better than a live SmackDown for the last freaking 10 weeks.
I didn't get to watch it because it was on 4th of July. So.
Like, dude, Sammy being champion, like the shows was actually good. It was exciting because guess what? It was something new. And that's my critique when it comes to the whole main event picture here for SummerSlam. It's the same 4 guys that Triple H is pushing. It's Roman Reigns. It's Seth freaking Rollins. It's Cody Rhodes. It's CM Punk. Why can't we start pushing new people? Braun Breaker's ready. Oh yeah, let's just throw him in a tag team with freaking Austin Theory and have him get thrown out of the ring by Otis. Fucking Otis.
Otis is great, bro. I don't give.
Yes, he's great, but he's a comedy act. Braun Breaker should not be taking bumps for Otis. But that's what we're doing with him because we want to continue to push the same 4 guys. Here's another good example. Drew McIntyre. Even when he beat Cody Rhodes for the championship in 3 stages of hell, those couple weeks of SmackDown were good. The show was good because it was built around McIntyre. He made the title relevant. He made it exciting. It wasn't the same typical story. Cody's good at chasing the title rather than being the champion. Because with Cody, the story was all the way back at WrestleMania 40, Cody finishing the story. All right, we've been there. We've done it. It's the same old shit. Roman Reigns, acknowledge me. We've been doing that since 2020 with the Thunderdome. We're tired of it. It's the same old crap. And then you have Bloodline going against Solo Sikoa, who now all of a sudden out of nowhere is a babyface, teaming with LA Knight and Royce Keys. And then Jacob Fatu and Jimmy and Jay are apparently heels. Like, what are we doing? Oh, yeah, Jacob Fatu not getting a push. You know why? Because it's got to be the same 4 people. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. It's the same shit, and that's why I'm so pissed off about these SummerSlam main events. And you want to get new viewers, you want to get people to be excited about your biggest PLE, start pushing the people that actually fucking deserve it.
That's, and you know,
you should have just had Rock win the King of the Ring. You should have just had Brock cost freaking, because Oba just giving up the title, like,
you should know they should have had Seth Rollins. They should have had Seth Rollins and Obafemi in the semifinals. Brock Lesnar cost Obafemi the match.
Yep.
Seth Rollins wins because Seth Rollins is facing Roman Reigns anyway. So it would have made a lot more sense instead of just being like, I won a title shot even though I lost the King of the Ring. And not only did he lose the King of the Ring, he lost in the first fucking round.
The first round! Yeah, you get the fucking main event title match at SummerSlam! What the fuck?
Way to fucking, tell people that the King of the Ring doesn't fucking matter.
Clearly it doesn't matter. The winner's supposed to get a shot at the title at SummerSlam.
And then Obafemi, I knew you and Brock were going to screw me out of the title anyway. So
then why are you in the fucking tournament? Why?
So I'm going after you in Hell in a Cell instead of winning the WWE title.
It's so frustrating. Like, this booking is so frustrating. I hate this main event. The segment, I dread the segment. I hated this segment because I knew exactly why Cody Rhodes was coming out to the ring to go face to face with CM Punk, because he wants a title match.
And this is why again I bring it up all the time, man. And this is why I'm such a massive fan. And there's a lot of people that think the Attitude Era is overrated and this and that, and it wasn't that good or whatever. Like, but in reality, it was. Because on any given night, there were like 25 to 30 people that were vying for the WWE title at that time. You had Undertaker, you had Kane, you had Triple H, you had Steve Austin, you had The Rock, you had Mankind, you had Jericho, you had Chris Benoit, you had Kurt Angle, you had all these guys. You know what I mean? Now you have like 3 or 4 people in the main event scene. So it's like everybody, they just having rematch after rematch after rematch essentially, and it's boring. Nobody wants to see that.
It's the same old bullshit, and I'm just tired of it. Like, it would have been more exciting having Sammy versus Cody, and then CM Punk maybe costing Cody, and we get a feud without the championship or something. Why does CM Punk randomly get a title match for a different world title after he just lost the championship? Here's what I predict that's going to happen. And obviously things can change within the next couple weeks of television. You never know. So
Cody and CM Punk are in a tag team. It's Cody and CM Punk are in a tag team match on Saturday against Gunther and Sami Zayn.
And what sense does that make? Sami and Gunther.
Can they coexist, pal?
I fucking. That's why I don't want to go to Saturday Night Main Event. But no, here, like, all jokes aside, though, I really just believe that, like, they really just don't have a fucking clue what the hell they're doing. And I'm just tired of the same crap. That's one thing I will say AEW does have over WWE right now is the unpredictability with that World Heavyweight Championship. Because at any given night, there could be a new champion. And they do a good job at building contenders and new people around the championship. That's what I like about that title. Like getting Kenny versus MJF on television, spring break, that was fantastic.
I heard that was their highest viewed main event in months.
Fantastic. But then let's revolve with WWE. We go back to WWE. Yeah, let's just have CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes with only a couple weeks worth to build going into SummerSlam. What I think is going to happen realistically, CM Punk is going to beat Cody. Here's the only way I'm going to be okay with this match happening, period. CM Punk has to cheat to win, and he has to turn heel. I want a heel CM Punk holding the championship. Give me something new.
Or
if you're going to continue to push the same four people, give me something new, at least with somebody.
Or we get a heel Cody Rhodes.
Don't think it's happening, even though it should.
What if CM Punk beats Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes, CM Punk tries to shake his hand, be a good sport or whatever, and Cody Rhodes just absolutely fucking annihilates him and fucking beats his ass?
I don't know, man. I kind of want low-key a heel CM Punk.
Yeah, but like we've seen that before. You know what I mean?
Okay, we've seen Cody be a heel before. Maybe not in
not in a long ass time, bro. And even before he left AEW, people were wanting him to turn heel. This will be one of the biggest heel turns besides John Cena, and they have a right to. They have an opportunity to right a wrong because they failed in John Cena's heel turn.
Yeah,
they could potentially make this one a lot better.
Well, whatever they're gonna do, they better have a plan A all the way to Z. Because apparently WWE doesn't know the letter after A, which is
definitely B. This is definitely not the same Triple H that was booking Black and Gold, man. Because like I go back and rewatch.
But I think he's under a lot of. I think he's under a lot of like other bosses that he has to please, and I think that's why we don't get the full Black and Gold Triple H. I think a lot of it's not under his control, but the fact that he's the one that is like taking the targets openly, like. All right, I'm going to shoot my targets at you because you're the one that's taking it. All right, it's on you, pal. Put your foot down.
Yep.
You've been in the business. They haven't.
Part of me thinks that he does make a lot of the decisions though, because there's a lot of things that he does that Vince McMahon used to do as far as like booking. You know what I mean? He's learned a lot from his father-in-law, bro.
Yeah, but his father-in-law can book a better show than him. Maybe not in his older age, but that's another topic for another day. But let's see what some of the maniacs here are saying. We do have Matthew here real quick off topic. Is Ben going to be at the watch along with you at SummerSlam? He will not be, but I am going to try to make him, like, he's going to probably do an appearance on there, but it's not my news to share. So I'll let him talk about it. He's still part of We Are Wrestling, just on a little break right now, focusing on some stuff. Well, let's see. We got Tyrus here. We had better interaction between Cody and Punk. And this only one word, SummerSlam. Awful. Braun Breaker has been ready. There's been a lot of people that have been ready, Josh. A lot of people. And we got Tyrus here. They didn't need to promote the winner of the King of the Ring getting a world title match anyways. They made Obafemi not care about the most important gold being a wrestler. That's the problem. That is the problem. Josh, I also have agreed that a lot of the creative stuff isn't Triple H's control. It's mainly TKO.
Yeah, but, Triple H is front and center. Triple H is the one that on the interview saying, oh, we did this because of that reason and this because of that reason. Like, you know what I mean? So
he is part of the problem, too.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of tropes that he does as far as, like, his booking and his match, putting together matches and stuff like that, that I'm like, I wouldn't be able to tell between Triple H and Vince McMahon, especially when it comes to the tag teams, because in the later years of Vince McMahon running WWE, the tag division was fucking horrible. And guess what? It's fucking horrible right now.
Oh, man, that's an understatement. But let's get into AEW Collision. Yeah, we got an AEW Collision recap. Hangman Adam Page last Saturday made his return. We haven't seen him since AEW Revolution, losing to MJF. not being able to go for the AEW World Championship now since he lost to MJF. First time him talking. What was your thoughts on his address about his future?
I did not watch. Obviously, I'm not a collision watcher or whatever. And I scrolled on Twitter and I didn't see like somebody post a video of it or whatever. So I unfortunately haven't been able to see it. I sort of know like what he said or whatever. He talked about like, you know, he vows to never get a championship opportunity again. But he also I think he also mentioned that, you know, it's not in writing, which I think is a very key thing.
Yeah, because I do think that opens the door for whenever we do get a heel turn from him, which I don't think will happen right away. But I do think long term, he's going to break that word and it's going to get like massive heat.
Yep. So that's like the one key point I
like
took away. I took away from the entire promo is the fact that he was like, it's not in writing, but I promise I will never, you know, go after the AEW World title again. You know, if it's not in writing, man, things can be reversed. So I like that. I like that idea because like you can't have a guy like Hangman in the company unless he's leaving AEW, which I don't see happening. But like you can't have him in the company and then, you know, have it so he'll never get a world title opportunity again. You just like it can't be done. So
I do like that factor that it's not written on paper because I think that that's where they made the mistake with Cody Rhodes. When AEW first launched, they had Cody versus Jericho at AEW Full Gear, and that was a stipulation, and I think that already set Cody up for failure. I know they wanted to make the TNT Championship relevant, but a guy like Cody should be a world champion, somebody that you do build a company around. Ring of Honor got some of their biggest viewership with him being the leader of Bullet Club and him being the Ring of Honor champion. And I think with AEW not having him hold that world title definitely hurt them long term. But I do think Hangman, like the promo was solid. Hangman's always been one of the best storytellers that AEW has on their roster. But I still don't like that it was on a random episode of Collision. I know why they did it. But I just think that
to try and boost the viewership. That's what it is. It was to boost the viewership, you know.
Well, the good news is they did boost the viewership because I do have the rating here that they did get from last week's Collision, 409,000 viewers. And usually they average about 250, so that does tell you that Hangman is a draw for AEW.
He is, and I guarantee you 90% of the audience that don't normally tune in, they tune in for that, and then they fucking click the fuck off after his promo.
Well, with Hangman, I just felt like it was a missed opportunity because I think they should have had him cost MJF.
What they could have done, I don't think they did this. I'm pretty sure they made Hangman go on first, knowing Tony Khan, because that's what he fucking does. But what they could have done is they could have built it throughout the night. Have Hangman come out at the end of the show. Like, that'd be like the main event segment. But like, maybe you show like video, like close-ups of his locker room. Maybe you show him like,
video package.
A reporter outside of his locker room, you know. We have got word Hangman Adam Page is in the building for AEW Collision tonight, and we're gonna try and get a word. You know what I mean? Like really, like hype it up throughout the show.
To give it like short context, what you're trying to say, it's the little things that they could do to make such a big difference with their television show.
They should have hyped it up to be a bigger deal.
They should have. Like, they could have done video packages throughout the night like they did going into the contract signing with Seth and Roman, showing the history throughout the show to really build up that main event segment for their weekly flagship show. I think Collision, they should have done that. I agree. It's the little things. Little things like that, arriving in the building, little things like video packages, reporters, maybe somebody looking for them. It makes things exciting. It makes
maybe a producer backstage going up to Tony Khan. Oh my God, is Hangman in the building yet? Is he in the building yet? And Tony Khan being like, I've talked to Hangman earlier today. He assured me that he will be here tonight. You know what I mean? Like really like hyping it up.
I agree.
It was a big deal because it involves, the future of the AEW World title in a way. So, like, to hype it up throughout the night, and that's what brings excitement to the fucking shows. That's what they used to do a lot during Ruthless Aggression in the Attitude Era.
I couldn't agree more with you.
Remember when Steve Austin was like, he wanted to walk out of WWE, and he was, waiting to hear back from the people in the front office. Yeah. Like, they would show videos of him drinking beer in his pickup truck, waiting to get that phone call, and they would like go, every so often they would go back to him or whatever and hype it up. And then at the end of the night, he got that phone call. He went in the ring and just started fucking demolishing everybody.
Yeah, and also another good example. I remember the episode of Raw with Eric Bischoff, like his evaluation. They did segments throughout the show, and then it led to Vince throwing him in the dump truck. Like, that's how you build a solid show, and that's, like, been always my number one critique with AEW. Because, look, the storylines they just don't do a good job at telling those stories because they don't do a good job at the television weekly shows. The pay-per-views, on the other hand, it's like I'm watching a whole new fucking company. I'm watching, like, the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression. Like, that's how it feels when I'm watching those pay-per-views because they actually recap the stuff. They actually put on the bangers, and then you have the surprises. It all just works. Okay, maybe they can shorten them a little bit, but besides that, it's a perfect show. And if they could just take some of that and put it into Dynamite and Collision, guess what? You would have more viewers.
I would watch AEW a lot more than I do.
It would be more consistent. But Hangman addressing, I don't like this because the guy who took that world title away from him is MJF. Should have had Hangman cost MJF the world title because it also involves Kenny, and Hangman got history. That's how he won his first AEW World Championship. He beat Kenny Omega for it at Full Gear. So I think like they really missed the opportunity here to do something big at Beach Break, especially because you had Agent and Cash Nasty live streaming the shows, which got really good viewership, and people are now going to be tuning into AEW because of them.
I watched AEW Dynamite through Agent stream.
It was a missed opportunity not having Hangman at Spring Break. I think, that would have been huge. And that would have been a great cliffhanger for either Collision on the Saturday or next week's Dynamite.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what some of the Maniacs said here real quick. We got Josh Toy Show. I agree with Danny. They could have had Hangman cost MJF the title set up. I think you meant Donnie. The title set up for a feud for redemption and have a long-term or short-term rivalry. But I think you could have had Hangman versus MJF at All In. And you could have done something big there so that you could have your Will Ospreay versus
You know what I think? You know what I think they do? Because now we're getting Kenny versus Ospreay for the world title. I think now I don't know this for sure, and I haven't been keeping up with the weekly shows or whatever. Everybody's speculating, well, now that MJF is not going to be in the world title picture heading into the biggest show of the year. Like, what are they going to do with the show? People are like, oh, they're going to make it a triple threat. I don't see that happening. I see Hangman and MJF having a feud going into All In, and I have them having one more match. And if Hangman wins that match, MJF has to reverse his decision about getting a future title shot for Hangman.
I like that. And that's a big stipulation right there because Hangman is a man of his word. That's a good way to actually keep him babyface because like he did the heel thing not that long ago. So honestly, I really like that idea. But I do want to answer this by Matthew. Is MJF coming back to AEW soon? Yes. So right now he is going to be taking a little bit of a break, and I believe he'll be coming back after Redemption. And then one thing he will have a program.
One thing that's weird to me is because I watched AEW Dynamite last week, Beach Break through Agent Stream, whatever. I got to see some stuff that maybe the home audience didn't get to see. And at the end of the match, MJF was crawling towards the ramp, like the walkway or whatever. And there were like 3 or 4 agents that checked on him, and MJF kept pointing at his knee. And like even at one point, he like hid underneath the ramp or whatever, so the audience couldn't see him. But like the referees and there was a doctor and a producer or whatever, they were helping him and checking him out or whatever. I don't know if he sustained a bigger knee injury or whatever that needs to be addressed, and that's why he's off TV right now. So we're gonna have to definitely keep up to date with what's going on with that.
Yeah, because I could see MJF, like he put a lot of work in this year in AEW, and he probably doesn't want to miss All In. So his way, he probably pitched the idea, and this is just speculation, guys. Just want to clarify that.
I did hear that he was the one that wanted to drop the title to Hank.
But no, Kenny. That's what I was gonna say. He was the one that wanted to drop the title to Kenny. but it was supposed to be at Redemption, but he pushed it for Beach Break. Those are the reports that have come out. And I think what MJF is trying to do, he wants a couple extra weeks to recover from the injuries that he's had with his knee, because I think that that's been a problem for him for the last couple months. And I think that he's going to probably do a program with somebody going into All In. And I think after All In, he's probably going to take a little bit of a hiatus from AEW to recover.
I'm telling you, man, like the best thing that they can do if they really wanted to get Hangman in a big marquee match for All In, you have a rematch between him and Hangman, and if Hangman ends up beating MJF, MJF has to agree to reverse the stipulation of their last encounter to where Hangman can now go after the world title.
And you could also have Hangman, because he's got a lot of aggression towards MJF, write him off of TV. That's the perfect way to do it. But let's get into Monday Night Raw here, which we do have 2 recaps for this week. So we're going to try to fly through these. So starting off, this past Monday on Raw, we saw a vignette playing revealing Big Cass's return to WWE with the number 83 in the background, which is the Raw after SummerSlam. What's your thoughts on the official return of Big Cass and possibly getting an Enzo Amore vignette next week?
Enzo has been posting a lot on social media, man, teasing the potential of him and Big Cass being back in WWE. And now, what's weird about this, and I even said on my Monday Night Raw stream, as far as I know, when that aired, Big Cass's AEW contract was not up yet. It did not expire until that, because he was still, people, right after that happened, I guess people went on AEW's website or whatever, and he was still listed as an active in-ring competitor on AEW's website. I guess his contract had ended at midnight. So it is kind of weird that, I don't know how, what legal binding there is, because of, he was still under contract when that aired on WWE TV.
We technically don't know that 100% though, because sometimes websites, they do take a day or two to take somebody off the web, and AEW is extremely
quick though. AEW is extremely quick when it comes to that though.
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs.
I knew his contract was expiring soon. Like I heard it was going to expire this week. I just wasn't sure when. I'm really looking forward to this, man. I want him and Enzo to be a tag team, but I don't want them to get to the point to where they've done everything that there is to do as a tag team, and then WWE just ends up fucking releasing both of them again. I do think Big Cass as well as Enzo, Big Cass more. I do think both of them in somewhat have potential to do single stuff. Maybe
no.
Well, you don't think so?
Do not fix something that's not broken. I think if there was a lesson that we learned the first time during their run in WWE, was the biggest mistake that they made was breaking up Big Cass and Enzo. Biggest mistake that they made. Yes,
I'm not saying anytime soon
with the 205 championship, but no, they are freaking Batman and Robin. They are so good together,
bro. Are you forgetting that WWE?
What happened? Okay, you're an attitude era guy. Answer my question.
Division is on fucking life support, bro.
That's why we need Enzo and Cass. That's why we need them.
So what? It's gonna be Enzo and Cass versus Street Profits every single week, because that's essentially the only tag team that is in WWE.
Well, WWE needs to stop being lazy and fucking actually build some tag teams. That's not Enzo and Cass's fault. I think that they are perfect together.
I'm just saying.
Wait, I want you to answer this. You're an Attitude Era guy. You love the Attitude Era. All right. What happened after Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws, which is a tag team I have been comparing Enzo and Cass to for years because of the same catchphrases and just how over they are with the crowd? What happened to both Billy Gunn and Road Dogg after they split up? They tried pushing Billy Gunn as the one. That didn't go anywhere.
Road
Dogg was doing a tag team with R-Truth, but then they released R-Truth 6 months later. Nothing.
It was still okay. But I feel like
it was not okay.
Bro,
It
But
was
like,
garbage.
But like people said the same thing about the Hardys, and they had some of the most iconic singles runs in WWE. Like,
Because-
I'm not saying break them up quick, but in order to make what makes a solid tag team is the fact that they can work their own individual styles. I'm not saying it has to happen right away, and I'm not even saying it has to happen, 3-4 years from now. But like the Street Profits, for instance, bro. Like, how many times have we said, like, I can't wait until Dawkins and Montez go, like, break up or whatever,
Not
and they
me.
go on the singles.
Don't put my name in that
if
sentence.
if you're involved in a great tag team, you should be able to wrestle your own individual style as well. Like, it shouldn't just solely rely on the tag team.
Okay, but
that's what I'm saying.
But we've seen it already with Cass and Enzo, even outside of WWE. Yes, I will say Big Cass looked really good in Impact Wrestling during that time where they didn't have a crowd. Like, he looked like a world champion at that time. But besides that, those two are meant to be together. Nobody can tell me otherwise, because what the fuck have they done individually without one another? The most success, the most money that both of these two have made have been together. And you can't teach that. Do not fix something that's not broken.
But the
first mistake
but the thing is,
splitting these guys up.
We both know that WWE sucks when it comes to the tag team division. So if they don't have any interest in them to going singles or doing anything in the singles division, that means if they don't have anything else for them to do in the tag team division, they're gonna fucking release them. They're gonna get rid of them. I don't want to see that happen. Big Cass is way too fucking good. Enzo is phenomenal on the microphone.
Love you, Rage. You hear this fucking nonsense that fucking Danny's talking about? Enzo and Big Cass, immediately we're already freaking pitching them breaking up.
I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, you fucker.
They're so good together. They're two peas in a pod. There should be no plans right now about breaking them up, because I think right now, you're right. The WWE tag team division are on life support. They are on freaking life support. All right. They are about to be dead. That's why Enzo and Cass coming back, this is going to be the kick in the ass that the tag team division needs. And now this is the ball's in WWE's court, because I think bringing a legitimate tag team back is going to be a good thing, because they do like to pair and do mixed matches.
And the thing is, you got to look at this too.
And I think that Enzo and Cass are only going to elevate people.
That promo package, as far as I know, it was only Cass. Enzo was not involved with that.
Yeah, I said it in my freaking thing. Enzo's going to be probably next week. And then the week after is going to be both of them. And then we're going to get them on Raw debut.
Bro, I'm just saying. Like, I want them as a tag team. They're phenomenal as a tag team. But I also want them to expand to do other things, because you can't just go your entire career as a tag team. Like, a lot of the most famous tag teams, they've wrestled singles before. The Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys. You know what I mean? Like, some of the most famous tag teams in the world.
Oh, yeah! What happened to the Dudleys when they broke up in 2002? Freaking Reverend Devon, and then Bubba was doing some stupid shit with the hardcore title. And then you know what happened? They realized breaking Bubba and Devon up was a stupid decision, which is why Survivor Series 2002 at Madison Square Garden, they brought them back together.
Okay, well, if they just have Enzo and Cass as a tag team, and then in 6 months from now they end up releasing them because they don't see them as single stars, I'm gonna come here and talk all kinds of shit to you.
Oh, go right ahead, talk all your shit. Because
you can be a great tag team. You can be a great tag team, but you gotta expand. You can't just be a tag team your entire career. You gotta be able to show the office and show the people behind the scenes that you're capable of doing so much more. That way you have longevity in the fucking business.
But you see, this is a nostalgia run. That's why they're coming back to WWE. They're coming back together for the second run. Like, I think a lot of people think, like, they probably will maybe get a couple tag team titles during this time, but they're not going to be the main event tag team that a lot of people are speculating them to be. They're there to put other people over. But the reason why they're coming back is because they are a real and they are an established tag team. So if you want people to actually give a fuck about the guys that you're trying to push in the Performance Center, the tag teams that you're trying to pair up, you have to have them beat somebody that actually has relevancy. And Enzo and Cass,
That's
they
a great
have that.
point.
Enzo is over.
That's a great point. Bully Ray had a great singles run in TNA.
That's different. We're talking
How is
WWE.
it different? It doesn't matter. If you can wrestle singles in WWE,
what did Bubba do what did Bubba do what did he do in WWE singles?
nothing, but you can blame that on WWE Creative.
Okay, so then you can blame WWE Creative if they don't have freaking anything for them.
They released the Motor City Machine Guns. They released the YA6. They released all these tag teams. The tag team division was on. If Enzo and Cass would have came back a year ago and would have been on fire on SmackDown when the Motor City Machine Guns were there, fucking Fraxium, fucking the Wyatts, like MFTs, like all these tag teams, whatever, when they had that fucking TLC match at SummerSlam last year, it would have been on fire. The tag team division is a shell of its former self. And it's only a matter of time before WWE gets tired of Enzo and Cass as a tag team and then release them because, according to you, you don't want them to be in singles competition.
I don't, because guess what? In WWE, it's already oversaturated. Calling it like it is. It's oversaturated.
It's not oversaturated.
The tag team division needs help. What do you mean it's not oversaturated?
Every division in WWE needs fucking help, bruh.
No, the creative need help. They have the fucking talent. The creative need help. They have the talent. Are you kidding me? Do we need more? We do need more tag teams. I agree. I think we're both on. Like
I'm not saying don't put them as a tag team.
But you're already planning the breakup.
There's only so many tag teams for them to face in WWE because WWE does not look at the tag team division as a priority.
Well, hopefully it becomes a priority after SummerSlam.
I don't want Enzo and Cass to end up getting budget cutted, getting released, getting kicked out.
I don't either, but that's just the way WWE is. I'm sorry,
So
but
what
we
I'm
saw the
saying
singles run.
After the tag team run, if Big Cass, wants to go after the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title, or maybe has a feud with Obafemi, he's a big fucking guy.
Yes,
I want to see that shit fucking happen.
You see with Big Cass, I can see that happening. Like, I'm more worried about Enzo because I feel like Enzo needs
Make
Big
Enzo
Cass.
a fucking manager, bro. The dude's like a fucking he's one of the best talkers on the microphone.
Yeah, but he's also fun in the ring. His shtick is fun. That's why him and Cass, they gotta just be back together, man. We shouldn't even be thinking about what they do when they break up. They've been already broken up long enough.
I understand that. I'm just looking at the longevity. I don't want these guys to come in, get excited, and then fucking 6 months from now, fucking look what they did to fucking Aleister Black. Like, they just, I don't know.
Well, they do a lot of these freaking people dirty. It's unfortunate, but it's
bro,
just
Logitech. Don't ever get a Logitech webcam, bro. They fucking suck.
Dan Eddie here in the live chat. Danny Huckins, I can't wait to see them as a tag team. Drew's over the possibility of their singles career.
No, but what I'm saying is you don't even understand what the fuck I'm saying, you fucking chud monkey.
Even Dan Eddie, the same guy who wants Cass as a singles wrestler, just said WWE has released so many tag teams. Yeah, exactly. Yes. We need more tag teams. So Enzo and Cass coming back together. This is a good thing.
So if Enzo and Cass are on Monday Night Raw, we can see them versus Austin Theory and Braun Breaker for the next 6-7 months, and then 6-7 months.
We got Alpha Academy. We got Street Profits. Also
the Alpha
Berto
Academy.
And
they have one match a year, bro. And their one match a year is going to be at SummerSlam against Austin Theory and Braun Breaker.
Also, Berto and Angel Garza. There you go. That's another tag team right there. Also, you can have R-Truth and Damian Priest, the most random tag team.
Yeah.
Oh,
when was the last time they defended the tag team titles? I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what happens here, though, with Cass and Enzo. I hope that it all works out for them at the end, and I hope you agree with me with that at least.
I do, and I want them as a tag team. I think they're phenomenal together. We saw them in Northeast Wrestling against the Hardys, and that was a fun match. You had the fucking boxing spot with Enzo and Matt Hardy, but
so you're trying to take away the fun and
he
and his thing goes into that. I don't know what happened. Danny's connection. That's the wrestling gods right there. I don't know what happened to Danny, guys. I think he froze. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Danny's thing, guys. I think the wrestling gods were sick of his takes. All right, looks like he's rebooting his thing. Oh, man. Tyrus, the vignettes, specifically for Cass. He was promoted to return alone. There he is. You're back. Your thing like froze.
know.
If there's a chance of Enzo 2 as a tag team, why the F make Cass look serious on the vignette? Come on, man. You guys are no fun. No fun. We need Enzo and Cass back together.
We are getting them back together, bruh. But you also got to be able to do singles competition as well.
You're telling us that the tag team division's broken and it's on life support. Meanwhile, let's already plan the breakup for Enzo and Cass.
You're not even listening to what I'm trying to say.
All right, well, we'll get into the other Raw segment here, which I feel like you and I will agree on this, I hope. But on Raw, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns had a contract signing for their title match at SummerSlam. What was your thoughts on the segment? Who won the confrontation? You better not say Seth fucking Rollins, I swear to God.
I don't know, man. It's kind of tough. The only critique that I've heard from everybody is the fact that, you know, when Rollins was talking, you know, he was all serious and he was like, I'm a revolutionary. I'm Seth freaking Rollins, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like a Buzz Lightyear action figure.
Doing his little idiotic catchphrase.
Yeah, sound like a
I think Roman won the verbiage, the verbal confrontation, whatever. But I mean, I gotta go with my guy Rollins, fucking curb stomping the fuck out of this motherfucker.
Roman buried this guy so freaking bad on Monday. I was embarrassed to be a Seth Rollins fan.
He also buried the Money in the Bank concept. So,
Daddy Paul.
This guy can only win the title by cashing in a briefcase. He fucking buried the Money in the Bank concept, bro.
Yeah, he did, but he also buried the fuck out of Rollins too, saying how he's injury prone.
Call him a
fake
bitch.
Injuries. Roman absolutely, this was one of his best confrontations with somebody. I thought Roman came and played ball. Meanwhile, Rollins was literally an action figure with the same 5 catchphrases. And the only response that this dude has after getting absolutely annihilated by Roman Reigns is, I am revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins. I'm not even going to give his full catchphrase because he doesn't fucking deserve it after what happened on Raw. Roman buried the fuck out of him, and it's embarrassing that Rollins is going for the championship and not Oba. Should be Oba versus Roman. I know we need that Hell in the Cell. I'm excited for it, but it needs to be anybody but Rollins. Braun Breaker versus Roman.
Well, I mean, I understand why this match is happening because now that I think of it, the fact that Rollins has never beaten Roman or Roman has never beaten Rollins,
yeah, I know.
It makes for an interesting match, even though I don't see Rollins winning.
But like I said about the SmackDown topic, I'm tired of the same 4 people just getting pushed over and over and over and over and over again. It's the same old monkey bullshit.
But you don't want people that are tag teams in the singles division.
No, I do! Because you don't fix something that's not broken.
This whole division is fucking broken.
Yeah, the whole WWE is freaking broken. Oh, wait till we get into fucking Club WWE with the weekly news and rumors.
Oh God,
man, it's been a while, Danny, since we've done an episode. I'm glad to have you here with me. Just got to compliment you before I completely continue to annihilate you throughout this episode.
Oh my God.
But dude, where Rollins, I was disappointed in his performance. Come on, really? The same fucking catchphrases. That's what you have against Roman. You're telling me that you do not have any tea, you don't have any dirt on Roman? Come on.
You didn't catch Roman's fucking wife. You're trying to give you a fucking handy at a Hall of Fame ceremony. There's nothing you have dirt on this fucking guy.
Especially with all the times that they've traveled together on the road. Rollins is playing pretend. Roman's playing real life. That's kind of what I got.
You haven't seen fucking Roman Reigns get so fucking absolutely annihilating drunk that he falls in a fucking trash can. You've never seen anything.
I don't know, dude. Man, Rollins, I was disappointed in this contract signing, and I thought that he could have brought more, and I'm really hoping he brings out more, because I thought going into this match, like, Rollins was going to be the guy I was going to root for. But after that promo on Raw, I'm like, screw you, Rollins. I want Roman. And you know, the funny thing is, I'm meeting Seth Rollins on Sunday, and, like, I'm even contemplating on freaking getting a refund for my ticket because of how bad he got buried by Roman.
I mean, I wouldn't do that, bro.
I'm not going to do that at all. I do love Seth Rollins, all jokes aside. But I don't know. I think the creative department has not been well to him lately, the last couple of years. I don't know.
Maybe you can, be a good fucking thing to get on video. If you asking him, like, how much of that promo between him and Roman was actually written, as opposed to, like, out the top of the dome.
Or I should just ask Seth Rollins, what the fuck was that on Monday?
I wouldn't do that, because he might be like, get this fat fuck out of here.
Yeah, then he'll curve stop my fat ass. He'll probably fucking, my head will be in my fucking stomach.
He'll make you into a legitimate SpongeBob character.
Yeah. Sponge circle, square pants. But I don't know, man. Roman, man, I was impressed. But I do hope, like, this does pick up some more momentum within the next couple weeks. Because, like, I want to get invested into SummerSlam. And I think the weekly shows have been, like, overall, they've been pretty solid the last couple weeks. Like, I've been enjoying watching the full shows of Raw and SmackDown, which I have not had that excitement and enjoyment throughout. Like,
The only reason you like it, the only reason you like SmackDown is because it's fucking back to 2 hours now until we get the fucking January, and then it's been going to 3 hours.
I know.
So let's enjoy it while we have it.
But we'll have to wait and see what happens, though, with Rollins and Reigns. But moving on now to our last weekly news and rumors topic. On Dynamite, Kenny Omega celebrated his AEW World title win. Kevin Knight wants a title shot, and it was announced that Kevin Knight will face Darby Allin next week on Dynamite, and the winner will face Kenny at Redemption. What are your thoughts on this?
I like Kevin Knight. I've conversated with him through Instagram DMs several times. Really cool dude. I just don't know. Like, I think it'll be a good match, but I just feel like there's so many other more worthy people to face Kenny Omega. Like, I'm still waiting for Kyle Fletcher to get his time, and he seems like he's like, the head honcho and the leader of the fucking Don Callis family. So why wouldn't he be the first one to get a shot instead of the guy that just fucking joined?
I feel like Kyle Fletcher, like, nothing against Kevin Knight, because I do think, like, he's a tremendous talent. He has a very bright future in just professional wrestling as a whole. But I do think Kyle Fletcher is more ready now to take that next step than Kevin Knight. I know they both are champions. I believe Kyle Fletcher just won the international title. And right now, the other guy there, wow, I just drew a blank. I don't know why. Oh, Kevin Knight won the TNT championship. Yeah. So, before my thoughts are all jumbled up in my brain because I'm still pissed about Danny's take on the tag teams, I do think that Kevin Knight should be focusing on the TNT championship, making that title relevant. Why are we focusing on giving this man 2 championships? He just won his first big championship. Because, yes, he did win the trios belt, but this is his first big singles title. So why are we jumping the gun, having him go from the TNT belt all the way to the world title? Look, I love that AEW is risky and, like, they don't put the life jackets on their performers. But I just think that Kevin Knight, he's not ready for a world championship yet. He will be. I do see the potential. He's gotten a lot better on the microphone. I still don't like the Don Callis, like him being a part of the family. I don't like that because I think he is capable of being successful on his own. I think it would have been maybe better if he was with the Hurt Syndicate or something. But I just feel like the TNT title is what we should be focusing on. Like New Japan, he was in a cage match, didn't even defend the title. He hasn't even done anything with the TNT belt.
And you know what would have made more sense?
World title?
And you want to know what would have made more sense as far as like a storyline going into this match?
It should be him and Darby at Redemption.
The fact that Don Callis and Kenny Omega used to be like this. So why wouldn't you have Don Callis's like top guy being Kyle Fletcher go after Kenny Omega and challenge him for the title?
And you see that makes more sense because of the history that's behind the Don Callis and Kenny Omega story. And I think that would have made a lot more sense. And also, where the hell was Don Callis here? Really?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Probably picking his nose.
Or his bottom teeth falling out. But dude, I really just like I love Kevin Knight, but I just think that like we need to just focus on one thing and not the world title.
As far as I know, Kevin Knight and has Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega have had any kind of interaction besides obviously this moment or whatever. He originally wanted a title shot against MJF. Now because Kenny Omega's a champion, he's going after Kenny Omega. I just feel like it would have been better to have Kyle Fletcher go up against Kenny because of the history between Kenny and Don Callis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. But I am curious to see where they're going to go with this. I would love to see a Kenny Omega versus Darby Allin match. I wouldn't mind seeing Kenny versus Darby because I feel like that's a match that would be like a fun.
I'll right back here. I gotta go talk to Vicky real quick.
Yep, you're good. All right. Well, I do want to answer this question real quick before we dive into the weekly news and rumors. Do y'all play WWE 2K26? I heard that Lita and the Hardy Boys are coming to Battle Pass Season 4, July 22nd. I don't. I was more of a THQ guy. I love the SmackDown versus Raw series. I love like the old school wrestling games. I could never get into the 2K stuff. I lost interest after WWE 13, which was a really good game. But now that we got done with the weekly news and rumors, well, Danny's not here. Holy crap, guys. Like, how are you going to say, like, the tag team freaking needs life support, and then you're already planning the breakup for Enzo and Cass? Oh, man, I miss doing the show with Danny. What a guy. What a freaking guy. But it's time that we get into the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the latest headliners, the rumors, the contracts, the controversy, who's pissed off this week, good booking, bad booking. It's time for the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors.
You fucking mark!
It is time, guys, for the We Are Wrestling podcast weekly news and rumors. Right now, my co-host, Danny, will be right back. He has some family stuff he needs to take care of right now. But I'm here, the best one, Donnie, and we're live. So, of course, anything can happen at any point. But there's a reason why they call me the best one, because I am made for this shit. I perform under pressure, baby. But we'll get into the first news, which I'll talk about here while I'm going to save the Club WWE stuff for him. So, according to Fightful, oh, he's back. Guys, get ready for this. This is going to be a good one. He doesn't know about this topic.
What topic?
Okay? Well, Danny, we just showed off the We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors, and I wanted to save this topic for you because I know how much you love this faction in AEW. Well, we got some breaking news. According to Fightful, the Dark Order have re-signed with AEW. What's your thoughts on this?
Doesn't surprise me, bro. You know, Evil Uno does something with their video game division. They have like a video game podcast or whatever that he does. So it doesn't surprise me. Just because they resign doesn't mean they're going to be on TV, though. So,
well, you could probably catch them on Ring of Honor. But I do know how much you love the Dark Order, so I thought we talk about. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that real quick. But now let's get into the real We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. But before we do that, I will answer this question by Nate. Are you streaming Saturday Night Main Event, Donnie? I am not, because I will be out in New York City for Fanatic Fest all weekend long, Friday to Sunday. But Danny will be live over on his YouTube channel, Danny Huckins PW, We're also going to be putting the links in the We Are Wrestling socials so that you guys could go over there and watch
Yeah.
it because we don't want you to miss out. Plus, like Danny has also said, like he is willing to do a multi-stream with We Are Wrestling and his channel. But I told him, like, I don't see the point in that. I'd rather the Maniacs go over to his channel and give him the traction. Go subscribe to him because he's doing a lot of weekly watch-alongs over on his channel.
Yeah, I'll be
And
live.
even
I'll be live for SmackDown. I'll be live for Saturday night's main event. So come on through. My streams are pretty lit. You know, we have a great little community that we're building. Some of the people are here in the chat, so appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys subscribe. And I'm like 11 or 12 subscribers away from 2,500. So I was really like to be able to hit that number.
Well, EQ has a question. WWE Unreal Season 3 is releasing next Tuesday. That's not a rumor. You're right. That's not a rumor, and we will be talking about it next Thursday on the We Are Wrestling podcast. And I think we're going to be watching all the episodes before then because I think we'll make that our main event topic for next week. What do you say about that, Danny? I think you could get it?
I think so.
All right. Word. All right. So now let's get into the first topic for this week. WWE sent out details on Club WWE. We have been seeing the ads for the last few months to their mailing list, revealing an annual membership price of $99 a year. Here's what you could get with Club WWE. Club WWE founding members preview opens this Friday, and here's everything that includes when you sign up. The founding members kit. You get a package of unique and exclusive items made just for founding members. First look at the digital experience. Be among the first fans to explore the Club WWE digital experience before the full launch. See some sneak peeks of the new and exclusive content coming to Club WWE. Bonus points. Founding members earn bonus points from day one to get a head start on rewards. SummerSlam ticket offers. Founding members get an exclusive ticket offer for SummerSlam. More details to come. Secure your spot. Membership is just $99 a year. That's $8.25 per month when you sign up for it. So I would love to know, with the little preview that we did get here, with what WWE Club WWE is going to provide, what's your thoughts on it?
First of all, while you were reading that, I spaced out and I was writing in the live chat or whatever, responding to somebody. So if you could rerun it back and run down what's inside the WWE club, and I'll be able to give my thoughts on it.
Well, pretty much with Club WWE. So I'll just try to give you short context here. But basically, founding member kit, you get a package of unique exclusive items made for just founding members. First look at digital experience. So you pretty much, if you do get the Club WWE, you're going to get like exclusive access to some new exclusive content that's only going to be a part of the Club WWE. Bonus points you get, I guess, when you do sign up for rewards. SummerSlam ticket offers. So founding members will get exclusive ticket offers for SummerSlam. So it seems like you're going to get like good deals on tickets. And then also you pretty much secure your spot, and the membership is $99 for the year. But if you want to do it monthly, it's $8.25.
To be honest, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say this because I'm not totally against. I've never really been totally against the WWE club membership or whatever. Just because I didn't really know what it was, and WWE that they didn't really mention much about it outside of the little promos or whatever that we got with Cena. But like $8 a month or $99 for the whole year, I mean that's actually not that bad of a deal. I thought it was going to be more outrageously priced, and they were going to give you very minimal stuff. I thought it was just going to be like a get rich quick scheme by WWE or TKO. Like what can we do to monetize this? You know what I mean? But the fact that it's only $8, I mean, bro, that's less than most streaming services that we get. Like Netflix is like almost $30. It's so $8 a month is not a bad deal at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it's not the worst thing that I've ever heard from WWE. Like, I thought that this was going to be one of those quick money cash grabs because, of course, we have seen a lot of the TKO stuff come into effect in 2026 with the amount of commercials we're getting during premium live events. You probably have heard me as a broken record talking about that. But I do think like the price is not bad at all, especially like when you are considering that like Netflix is about like $20 a month, YouTube Premium
And
costs
think of
money,
how much
Amazon
WWE
Prime,
and TKO like to
Hulu,
overcharge people.
Paramount.
Like $8 a month is not like a horrible thing.
And I will say, I think like this Club WWE, like my first impression of it is this is going to benefit people like the green shirt guy who go to the WWE shows more than you and I who don't really go to these shows often. I think that's why the ticket thing is going to be one of the big selling points here for some people. Like I have a buddy in Justin we trust. He's a part of Perch on the Top Rope, and he goes to a lot of the WWE events. He goes to the big ones, and of course, a lot of the shows that are in our area, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Mass. He'll go to those shows. So for somebody like him, Club WWE does benefit him. And I think the price point is not fully ridiculous. But at the same time, I don't like the digital exclusive content that they're going to be doing on there because we got that originally with the WWE Network for only $9.99. And like, I hate that and this is not just a WWE thing. This is like a whole thing with all these billion-dollar corporations. I hate that like you have to go through hula hoops to watch something. Like I hate that like there's just it's all over the place everywhere. And like the NBA does it now, NFL, all these movie franchises do it. Like it's a whole worldwide thing. So I'm not gonna just completely like expose the WWE for it because at the end of the day, they're a business. They're trying to make the most money possible. So putting on the business hat, I understand why they're doing it. But at the same time, I feel like I need more. If you want me to be invested and I want to be a part of Club WWE. What's in it for me? Somebody who isn't going to be doing probably the ticket offers.
I would like, I'm not saying I'm going to, just because I don't think it's good. Like the things that they offer is going to be like,
and I want to know
as
too,
far as
like
like
ticket prices too.
Yeah, as far as like ticket prices,
how much money are you going to save if you are part of Club WWE?
Yeah,
that's the question I have.
As far as ticket prices, with them only being Club WWE being only $8 a month, I don't see the prices being drastically changed or being much of a difference. You probably get some kind of like early code or whatever, and you can early access. You can buy tickets like maybe like a couple weeks before like they go on sale for the general public or something like that. I would need to know like what kind of exclusive stuff they're gonna give. Like, is it gonna come like once a month with like an exclusive exclusive once a month, and you get like a shipped like an autograph from a superstar? Is there something that's gonna be worth that much money? You know what I mean? That kind of money. So
I agree, and I feel like there's still more questions that need to be answered about this. Like, I like that we're finally getting like some of the features that you are going to get if you are a member of Club WWE. But I feel like we need to get like a full video package of what Club WWE is.
What I think?
Because I need a video that's going to give me the answer that I have to my question. And that is, do I feel like I want to pay $99 for a yearly subscription to Club WWE?
You know what I think they should do?
What's in it for me?
I think for club members, I think they should get exclusive tours of the warehouse in Connecticut, housing all the classic, old sets and old things from like WWE past, and like, the Hell in the Cell from like when Mick Foley got thrown off to like, the fist, the fist set or whatever.
Like, are you talking about like in like a part of their like digital experience, like have like a show or something that's like revolving around the warehouse? I
think that club, because they have a warehouse that they give certain members of the general public. I don't know what entails, but they have a warehouse in Connecticut that houses all this shit. And they have given tours to people.
Yeah, so, like, but but you're gonna have to up the price. Like, I don't think like $99 a year they're gonna be able. They're gonna lose money if they do that, because then you have to fly certain people out to the warehouse. Like, they're not all driving distance like us to Stanford.
I think they should add something, because like
they have to.
Even somebody like me, like I've always been interested in like going to that warehouse and seeing like all the old classic stuff affiliated with WWE and like the the Attitude Era and like all that kind of stuff, whatever. I would this come from me. I would pay top dollar to get a fucking an hour or 2 hour tour in that facility. Just look at all the different artifacts.
Oh, me too. I'd love to. That's something like they should do like separate. Like they should have like their own like Hall of Fame or museum. And I think we've talked
They
about
should, but I feel like if they open one, it's gonna be in fucking Saudi Arabia because the last couple things that WWE has opened exclusively, it's been in fucking Saudi Arabia.
No, it needs to be in Stamford, Connecticut, not just because we live out here and it's driving distance.
Stamford, Connecticut, and New York is like where WWE got its start.
That's where it should be. And we're not just saying that because it's driving distance and we can go there and make as much
I would say
content
that
as
even if I lived in California.
Yep, I would too. Totally. But let's see here. We got Dan Eddie here in the live chat. There's not much to it. Either way you look at it, whether you're paying per month or a year. Pretty much. Like, I don't think we have enough information yet. And then we got Tyrus doesn't help for the expensive tickets, but I think they will add more stuff to raise the cost.
I think that they might give you like, maybe a 20% discount, but also I think they're gonna make it so people that sign up to Club WWE, you can, because the thing about like buying WWE tickets is, like by the time you have the money to be able to afford it, all the good seats are taken. So like if you get a couple weeks in advance before they go on sale to the general public, you can essentially pick and choose where you want to sit for each show.
And I'll tell you this right now, if they take that approach with Club WWE, I think for the people that go to the shows, like my buddy Justin and some of my other friends, I think that you're getting an absolute steal, $99 for the year to get a couple weeks in advance. Because for me, like when I go to big event New York, like for certain wrestlers with meet and greets, I will do the VIP so that I get priority in line, so that I'm not sitting there for hours waiting. So I'm paying that extra money to maybe get a couple extra signatures, but it's also saving me time, which I believe time equals money.
People do that at fucking Disney World too. They fucking get the priority pass so they don't have to fucking wait in long ass lines. So I feel like that's going to be a part of Club WWE is a couple weeks in advance before it goes on sale to the general public. And that way, people that are exclusively signed up for Club WWE, they can pick and choose where they want to sit.
And I'll tell you this right now, if this does involve meet and greets, this is something that I might consider actually subscribing to. Like if this involves, like if I get a couple weeks in advance to maybe get a meet and greet thanks to Fanatics, like I will definitely be subscribed to Club WWE if that's the case.
After WrestleMania 43, the Saudi deal is over. If you don't think they're gonna re-sign a deal with Saudi Arabia, they are making a stupid amount of money by fucking milking these motherfuckers, by putting on the most mediocre fucking shows on the planet. The only decent show was the show where it was Roman versus Logan Paul in the main event. But
they are squeezing those cow titties, man.
If you don't think they're gonna fucking re-sign a deal with Saudi Arabia or come up with something, like you're fucking they're already built
We're
like
in the
a little
business
community over there.
Words from our buddy Old School Phil. We're in the business era, buddy. And I'm sorry to tell you this. WWE, if they see the buddy signs, like they're gonna be doing it.
It wouldn't surprise me 10 years from now if WWE is exclusively running shows in Saudi Arabia instead of anywhere else.
I wouldn't be surprised by that either. But let's get into our last We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors. And there's belief within the wrestling industry that Keith Lee has retired. So, according to Brian of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, here's what he said. Everyone has been asking what's going on with Keith Lee. Is he ever coming back to AEW? And are we ever going to get that match with Swerve Strickland? Well, all I can tell you is that, this has been discussed within the business, obviously, with this news coming out as well. There's been a lot of talks about Keith Lee over the last couple of days. He is getting a divorce with Meechin that came out on a TikTok.
Actually, that I've heard from some sources that they've been divorced over a year. So it's been a little over a year since they've finally divorced. So,
well, getting back into Brian's statement, he said, I'm not saying this 100%. Okay. I'm not saying 100% because I don't know, But from talking to people, the belief within the business is that Keith Lee is done. And we're not talking like, when he's done with AEW, if that ever happens, he'll go elsewhere. Is it believed to be likely just retired? So I want to know, Danny, your thoughts on this. Do you think Keith Lee is really going to be hanging up the boots?
If he does, it wouldn't surprise me. I've also heard some other people's opinions about like maybe this is, maybe this was put out in the presser or whatever, because people knew it was going to catch wind, and maybe it'll build up hype for his eventual return when he does show up, and people will be like, oh my god, to get people talking more about AEW. The pandemic, man, like, from all the good, and like I just saw Finn Balor's interview that he did with Chris Van Vliet, and he said that the pandemic era of WWE did wonders for his career. And then there's others like Keith Lee, to where it just did not pan out great, with health issues, this and that, and it carried on over to his time in AEW. He hasn't been seen on AEW since 2023. He never had a resolution to the feud with Swerve. The last time we saw Keith Lee, I want to say he was getting the cinder block spot with the Swerve stomp.
Well, he had gray hair too.
Yep. And so like, if he retires, he had a hell of a run. He is a very quiet and a very private individual. Doesn't really do social media. Doesn't do interviews. Doesn't just pretty much keeps to himself. But like, if this is it, then he's obviously made enough money. He seems like a very smart guy. So I don't think he would have blown through the money that he's made or whatever. So if he wants to live his life and do what he wants to do, I mean, everybody should want that for their life. You know what I mean? So like, but like also if he comes back, I mean, I know speaking for me, I mean, I would enjoy seeing him on my television again. But if it doesn't happen, then you know what? Best of luck to him and whatever he chooses to do in the future.
I couldn't agree more with the words you said. Like, I can't agree more. Obviously, we want what's best for the performers because they're the ones that are sacrificing their bodies, putting them on the line for our entertainment. Reason why we have a wrestling podcast where we get to talk about this is because they're the ones taking the bumps. They're the ones that are traveling, and they're the ones that are sacrificing their lives for our entertainment. So at any time, like when it comes to anybody that decides like they feel like they're satisfied with their career and they want to hang up the boots, you know what? Thank you for what you've done. But I really do feel for Keith Lee. Like, my heart in a way kind of breaks for him. I know he's very private. We don't know the full context and details of what's going on with like the illness that he got, because I think a lot of his stuff is long-term COVID effect.
I feel like he had almost what Phil had.
Tissue. Yeah. But like with Keith Lee, like he's had that issue with like the long-term COVID with like breathing and stuff. And like, it's affected a lot. It's been affecting a lot of people through the years. Like when I had it the first time, I had the long-term effects where like I did lose my taste and like my memory was very foggy and like jumbled up. I know our buddy Old School Phil, who you guys do see periodically here on the show sometimes.
Shout out to Phil, man.
He also really had bad long-term. Like he like had chest issues, like his lungs weren't doing good. And Keith Lee's got something very similar to that, but we really don't know the full context of like if he's capable of even getting back in a ring or not, because even Bray Wyatt had those long-term effects as well, which sadly led to his death.
Yeah.
But my heart does break for Keith Lee because he had everything just going right for him in the world. He was going to be the next big guy in WWE. He was going to be the next Oba, the next Braun.
I remember. I still remember that spot in the SummerSlam. I think it was 2018 or 2019 where he fucking picked Roman Reigns up and fucking
That was Survivor Series. That was Survivor Series 2019.
He fucking powerbombed that motherfucker.
And then the face off with him and Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble 2020. And then unfortunately with the pandemic, before the long-term illness, he was just getting lost in the shuffle and WWE had no idea what to do with him, because Keith Lee was somebody who really relied on the reactions, the fans.
I have
Like,
never seen a guy his size be able to do
he
the.
is limitless. Like, he's got so much aura, and he's somebody that really relies on that reaction, which is why, like, he really, like, fell down the card, and then he got that stupid Bearcat nickname, and then eventually got released by WWE. He had a solid first run in AEW with the tag team titles.
Oh, when he
Then
came
when
back,
him
he
and
threw
Swerve
one of the
broke up,
fucking-
he turned into a Marty Jannetty.
He threw fucking Mark Quinn or Isaiah like fucking like half. We thought he was gonna throw him into the fifth row. Like, that was a phenomenal debut. And like,
But I do think, like, it's so unfortunate with Keith Lee because the talent is there. There's a reason why Triple H made that decision to have Keith Lee beat Adam Cole and have him hold both the North American Championship and the NXT title at the same time.
I have never seen a guy his size move around like him. Like, he moved around like fucking like a light heavyweight. Like, it's just the things that Keith Lee was capable of doing in his first initial run in WWE, which is phenomenal.
He's unbelievable talent, and like, I really hope, like, eventually he does come back in the ring, selfishly, because, like, I think.
And I heard he's one of the nicest guys on the planet. I would love to be able to get to meet him at some
me
point.
too.
I hope he does.
Me
He
too.
starts doing signings and stuff.
Me too, dude. I would love to meet Keith Lee. But, dude, I just really hope, like, I wish him nothing but the absolute best with whatever's going on. Obviously, that's his business, not ours. And I hope that this is, like, a false rumor that's out there. And I do hope eventually we do get Keith Lee back. I think that eventually, when that contract finally runs up and AEW has no other choice but to let him go, I think there's a possible chance that Triple H does convince him to come back to wrestling, and we do get one more run with him in WWE.
Josh Toy Show, you met Keith Lee at Evolve in 20. Bro, I'm jealous.
Oh,
man.
you're lucky, dude. See, I missed out, man, when he was coming around this area for shows, because I wasn't traveling to New York and stuff and, like, going way out. Like, I would only stay in, like, Enfield, and I would only really go to, like, maybe Danbury, Connecticut, Waterbury. Rarely I would go to Poughkeepsie, New York, but that was, like, it had to be like a Kenny Omega or, like, a really, really big name. So, like, Keith Lee before WWE, like, I didn't know, like, the aura and stuff with him, at least.
Yeah, if he ever comes around this area, bro, we need to definitely
sure.
make that a point and go.
I agree. But I will not be meeting Puka at Fanatics, Josh.
I don't know.
If I had infinity money, man, I would. That's my LA Rams wide receiver.
Oh.
And I don't want to open up those can of worms because I'm already meeting, like, so many wrestlers, and, like, if I add Puka, I'm gonna want to meet more football players, and, like, yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So we're gonna stop ourselves before we get to that. But with that being said, it is time we talk about the Lone Wolf and get into our main event topic. What do you say?
Let's get it, bruh.
It's time for the We Are Wrestling Podcast main event. And I just got to say right now, shout out to all 35 We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are here with us live. We're over on X. So if you guys want to be a part of the live experience here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, come on over, interact in the live chat, be a part of a non-toxic wrestling community here.
So much more content that you guys don't see on X, man. So come on over to the
So
channel.
much more content, including 3 Fanatic Fest vlogs that will be coming out all within next week. So much content. Also, reactions are back as well for Raw and SmackDown. And we did react to Baron Corbin's return. And where the hell did we go? There we are. Look at that. You say our
We're
name
here,
immediately.
man.
But the Lone Wolf, there's been rumors about him coming back to WWE. Well, guess what? Baron Corbin is back in WWE. Last Friday, during the U.S. title match between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, Corbin took out both men and held the new Custom Furry United States Championship. What's your thoughts on Baron Corbin's return? And I think like we should give our thoughts on the return. You'll go first. I'll talk about it. And then let's kind of fantasy book here and like kind of like really have some fun with this because of course Corbin's somebody that has almost made it to the world title. And he didn't get there. And he's had a lot of opportunities. He's had some big pushes, retiring Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. So I feel like it would be fun to kind of really fantasy book this second run in WWE, the second chance at life.
I'm down for this, man. Corbin came back. As you guys know, I had some connection issues or whatever, so I missed like the first portion of SmackDown. Luckily, I was watching the match and I was able to see his return, which is absolutely phenomenal. Baron Corbin, I've always somewhat been a fan of him, especially his lone wolf gimmick. I just think that was like his best. And I guess like him teaming up with when he got put back on NXT and he started teaming up with Braun Breaker. I guess that was, a decent enough run as well. I really enjoyed that. But I've always somewhat been like had like a soft spot for Baron Corbin. He's always had the look, he's got tattoos. He's like in the metal scene or whatever. And like I've always been into like more of the darker, like heavy metal, punk rock kind of characters or whatever. It's why I like, Aleister Black and guys like that. So when he returned, bro, I was like in complete shock because for weeks and weeks and weeks, all I've heard was, oh, there's talk about Baron Corbin. He's gonna be underneath the sheet in fucking Danhausen's fucking laboratory. Like that's all.
Oh, I was hoping that was not gonna happen. Thank God.
That's all I fucking heard.
Thank
you know
you,
what I mean? And then when Baron Corbin, he yanked Carmelo Hayes off the top rope, I was like, oh shit, that was a legitimate reaction. Like I did not see this happening. And he made claims for the US title, which I think is phenomenal. Like the mid-card division now in WWE is starting to heat up, and I feel like Baron Corbin is going to add a lot to it. I'm not crazy about his new theme song. I hope, and I even posted this on X. I hope that we get the Lone Wolf theme back. Tommy Vex and Bad Wolves is just that whole song, the whole vibe or whatever going around it. I hope we get that back. But I mean, I'm glad that he's back in WWE and that he seems like he's gonna be in a more serious character than Happy Corbin or Sad Corbin or fucking Homeless Corbin or whatever Corbin he was, pouring fucking dog food on Roman Reigns or whatever.
King Corbin.
Like I'm so glad we're back to a serious Corbin, and like him versus Trick, him versus Carmelo, him versus Dragunov, like there's just, and him versus Gunther I would like to see. Like, there's just so many other matches I would love to see this guy in. So,
you see, when it comes to Baron Corbin, I thought this was the perfect return because nobody speculated that this was going to happen on SmackDown, especially in the United States title picture, because right now we do have Ricky Saints going after the title. We have Carmelo Hayes trying to get back his championship. I'm sure Ilya Dragunov, once he comes back, he'll go after it. But I wasn't expecting Corbin to be in this title picture. So I am all for it because I love surprise. I love the surprise factor of it. I did not expect Corbin to show up and he did. So I really hope that like we continue to get more surprises like this. Corbin is somebody who I feel like was really misused, really underutilized during his run in WWE. He had some good moments, but it just never led to a bigger payoff. And this time around, whoever he works with, they get better from it because I think Corbin has always been a solid worker throughout his run in the WWE. And I think that he makes the people that he's in the ring with better. And I think especially in this era of WWE, they're really trying to push a lot of these NXT guys. They're trying to push a lot of these younger talent. Well, you do need to have established guys to do that. And I think Corbin is your guy. This is, I think, a excellent re-signing by WWE. I really hope that this time around they don't do him wrong because he was picking up a lot of momentum when he left SmackDown and went to NXT and teamed with Braun Breaker. He was picking up a lot of momentum. The fans were getting behind him, and then just randomly on a Friday, he gets released by WWE. So I really hope whatever they have planned, they do something. I wouldn't mind him being the one to take the title off of Trick. eventually and doing something with the US belt again. I think that would be a perfect like first step with his return. I just don't want him to go right for the championship and then lose and then get lost in the shuffle. That's the last.
Yep, I agree.
But let's fantasy book Baron Corbin's return to WWE. What do you want to see out of this?
I actually would not mind him winning the U.S. title at some point. I still want to see. I still think there's a lot that Carmelo Hayes and Williams can do, just because like there's so much history there with their time in NXT. They were a tag team, they were partners, they were enemies or whatever towards the end. So like I just feel like there's a lot they can do. But it looks like Corbin is going to be getting added to that. So I do think Corbin at the end of the day will become US champion. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be an overnight thing or if it's going to take a little bit. But I do think that that's happening. I feel like when there being a lot of hype around his return, you can't wait too long. There's a saying, you got to strike while the iron is hot. WWE tends to wait a little bit too long. Like they waited too long for LA Knight. They waited, too long for, a lot of different, Sami Zayn, for instance. I feel like with there being a lot of hype around his return, like they're going to throw the US title on him soon. I just don't know if it's going to be at SummerSlam or if it's going to be at, if they have Bad Blood in October or Money in the Bank in whatever the case may be. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, though. I will say he needs to get his theme song changed. And
oh my God, they need to un-Def Rebel him, please, immediately.
Yes. Well, the minute his theme song hit, I was like, oh God, bro, I was like,
generic creative superstar shit right there.
Bro, I had my nuts crossed, hoping that they were gonna go to the Lone Wolf theme, and they just didn't. I was like, oh, crush my soul. That's what made the Lone Wolf so great, is the theme, bro. His theme, his attitude, and fucking,
the finisher,
the end of days. Oh my God, bro. If you're gonna bring back half the presentation, bring back all of it. You're missing the most important parts.
I agree 1,000% with you on that. I don't think Baron Corbin's going to get a world championship in the second run. I don't see that happening realistically. So I am going to focus more on like the mid card, maybe even the tag, because with him and Braun Breaker, like that was working in NXT before. Of course, they had bigger plans for Breaker. So like I do want to talk about the mid card division, because I do think that having a guy like Corbin, this is going to be good for everybody that's involved, because I could already see a lot of guys that I think could elevate themselves working with Corbin. I think give us a program with Corbin and Carmelo Hayes if they do decide they want to keep the title on Trick, because if you do a multi-man match, you could have Carmelo or Corbin cost one another, and then there you go. You have a feud for a couple months there. Another great option, I think Penta working with a guy like Corbin. I think that could be some good shit right there. I wouldn't mind LA Knight and Corbin, two guys who have been misused and underutilized, going at it, and the winner of that big blood like feud gets to that next level, because I think Corbin is capable of getting that out of guys. And I think even Braun Breaker, like if eventually they decide to have him split from the Vision and they decide to do, because I guess there is like some plans, because he's been frustrated with creative, have him as a face, let's go back and have him and Corbin feud, because I think that would be a good way to kind of fill in some time before we get Breaker into the world title picture. So with Corbin, I want him to just be utilized. That's what I want out of him.
If you want to add Corbin to the tag team division at some point, you could bring in his MLW tag team partner, Dijak.
Oh, I would love the Skyscrapers, bro, in WWE. That'd
be phenomenal. That'd be a phenomenal tag team, man.
I'd love it. Like, just, I don't know, man. I think that he just needs to, there's got to be more opportunities there. And I just think that Corbin, man, like he could get it out of people. And I think like whether you put him in a tag team, like he's going to find a way to get the tag team over. You put him in the mid-card division, he's going to find a way to get the other person over. So like having a guy like that is valuable in professional wrestling. You got to have that in any locker room.
I
for it
will
to be
say,
accepted.
Corbin
He
has
should have never
been.
got released to begin with.
I will say Corbin has been very selfless in his last run. Like a lot of his last run was putting guys over and making guys look great or whatever. I feel like in this run, I feel like WWE should look at that and be like, maybe we can give Corbin some big wins and have him be taken a lot more serious than he was in the past.
Also, dude, you know what would be a sick tag team now that I'm thinking about it?
So
Baron Corbin and Damian Priest.
oh my God. Get rid of
That has
R-Truth.
potential.
Damian Priest and R-Truth, or Damian Priest and Corbin. Let's go, bro.
Dude, end of days, the Archer. Oh man, I'm cooking.
You're cooking. You gotta
would be
go
a
on.
good tag team.
You gotta go on fucking that LinkedIn and fucking fill out an application to be a part of the creative team.
Dude, that would be so good. Also, even a feud with Damian Priest and Baron Corbin would be good. And since they don't really have plans for Damian, have Damian put over Corbin. That'd be a great way to get
we don't know what's going to be happening with
Corbin.
the tag team titles because apparently we're getting the War Raiders versus Truth and Damian Priest tag team titles versus tag team titles, and we don't know which direction that's going to fucking go. I don't think the War Raiders are going to win, but
yeah, unfortunately, which I think they should, because that'd be a great way to boost them and boost a legitimate tag.
I just don't think they want the WWE tag titles on AAA full time. But of course, that's going to happen if R-Truth and Damian Priest win. So either which way you want to look at it, it's going to happen. So.
Yeah, I know. But I think overall, you and I could both agree that we're really excited about Baron Corbin being back in WWE.
I just hope
Hopefully they just don't fuck it up. Look at that. We're on the same page. And I think that is the perfect segue to close off this week's pod. What do you say?
I think it was great. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's fun as always.
34 people. Our numbers have been consistent throughout this episode. So we want to give a massive shout out to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs, whether you're on X, whether on your YouTube, watching or listening to this. We appreciate you guys. But hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast. If you guys you guys got 1 week to cast your vote for next week's Put the Power of the Poll. It's a ruthless aggression question. Which big guy deserved better? Your 4 options: Chris Masters, Gene Snitsky, Heidenreich, or Tyson Tomko. Get your votes in. Also, if you are going to be at Fanatic Fest this weekend, I will be there from Friday to Sunday. So if you do see me, come say what's up. I'm going to be also making content. So if you want to be a part of it, don't hesitate. Come ask. I'm going to be doing lots of fun things at Fanatic Fest, meeting wrestlers, just having a good time with the boys. 3 vlogs are happening because I don't need a whole hour vlog on the channel. I'd rather just do full vlogs for each day to really take advantage and just utilize the opportunity that I have to give you guys the best content possible here on the We Are Wrestling channel. But also, if you haven't been over on ProWrestlingTees.com, go get yourself some We Are Wrestling shirts. You can't be inside this summer. You got to be outside. So go get yourself.
Our merch is better than sunscreen.
It's better than sunscreen. That's right. And I think we discovered that in the beginning of the pod. But hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Google, leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode. Give us a follow. I heard Dan Eddie last week. If you're watching this, replaying it, or live, hype it up. I guess there's a new hype button that I totally forget about, and I don't think any creator talks about it, but apparently Dan Eddie thinks it's a big deal, so it is a big deal. So hype up the podcast. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, the best live watch-alongs for all the WWE PLEs, AEW pay-per-views. You get reactions to the weekly shows by me. You also get vlogs from independent wrestling shows and wrestling conventions. And you also get a live We Are Wrestling podcast every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes you also get extras, which we will be having some in the works. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on those post notifications. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow Danny over on his channel. Danny, I'll let you plug your streams and stuff. Take it away.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning into this episode. I will be live tomorrow on my channel for SmackDown. I'll be live Saturday for Saturday night's main event. Donnie, unfortunately, will not be live on the We Are Wrestling channel because he'll actually be in New York for Fanatics Fest. So if you guys are looking for somebody to hang out with and watch the shows with, subscribe to my channel. I am 11 subscribers away from 2,500. I would love to be able to hit that number. So come on over and subscribe, man. Everybody's welcome, and it's always a fun time. You can ask some of the people in the chat right now.
That's right. Also, Danny will be live for Saturday Night Main Event this Saturday because I'm going to be out in New York City for Fanatic Fest. So I will not be here at the Best One Studios. I'll be far away from it. And I'm going to be on a trip, so I will not be able to be live. But we will be posting the links and everything to Danny's streams and stuff. And if you're not subscribed over there, go subscribe to him because he puts in a lot of work here on the We Are Wrestling pod. And he's a part of this community, just like all you We Are Wrestling Maniacs. But if you want to go follow myself over on my social medias, go right ahead. Links are down below. I have a toy YouTube channel, Best One Donnie. I'm posting toy hunts, toy reviews every Monday. You get an inside look at the Best One Studios, all the changes that I'm making, and the details. If I'm moving figures around on my wall, little things that I'm doing in my little We Are Wrestling arena. That's right. I have a whole arena dedicated to We Are Wrestling. I do updates every week with my weekly purchases and stuff over there. So if you want to go check out Best One Donnie YouTube channel, go right ahead. Here's a little preview of a fix-up that we did that will be coming out this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Getting into customs. But also, I've been posting a lot of basketball content, Brooklyn Nets related, over on my DBTV YouTube channel, which Summer League's happening right now. So I've actually been doing some video reactions to the games that the Brooklyn Nets have been playing, also covering Brooklyn Net free agency stuff. Like, I realized the last couple of years, like, when I wasn't doing the stuff, making the content, like, I really wasn't enjoying basketball as much. But with the Brooklyn Nets actually drafting somebody I really like, the New York Knicks winning a championship kind of giving me the kick in the ass that I needed, I've been having so much fun making basketball content again on DBTV. So if you guys are into basketball, go click the link down in the description box below. And of course, We Are Wrestling. We got to plug the podcast. We got to plug the channel, the brand. If you guys are not following us on Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok, go follow us there. We're posting lots of additional content on there. Just posted a clip from an old big event interviewing Reddit Boss. That was a nice little question.
I saw that when I hopped on IG today. I was like, oh, shit.
But of course, all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over, and we'll see you next Thursday. Peace. Hope to see you guys at Fanatic Fest. Woo!